This is the final video, which is looking at our review packet for corrections and our RAW practice. RAW stands for reading, analysis, and writing. So we've already done the corrections piece, and I've gone through and done the analysis notes with color coding and numbers. This is our BATS framework analysis method for the first paragraph of this new short story, One Pine Hill. Great, so now I'm going to move into writing. Now obviously I wouldn't be able to do a full analysis paragraph yet because I've only done the analysis bit for the first paragraph. This short story, One Pine Hill, has 3 chunks that you can look at. And I'm leaving these last 2 chunks for classwork time, for practice time. But let's take a look at what we've got here. So we've got notes on the setting. We've noted that there were some metaphors and personification powerfully in that first paragraph. Another metaphor comparing the loggers to ants. We have our first kind of character coming forward, the forest wizard, and then there's some refrain, and also this idea of irony or tone being established by the idea that the wizard has taken this tree that was cut down and carved it into a door frame, but there's no door, there's no house around that door. So it's quite a powerful image. And finally, we have a few similes at the bottom. So there was some words carved into the top of the door by the wizard, like a warning, like a curse. And that's the end of paragraph 1, leading into our next few sets of ideas. But for the order of practice, just to give us a chance to see what writing the paragraph might look like, I will start what a paragraph would look like. We make our titles bold. Okay. So we can see we've got the author. We might actually add the name of the story here. That might be a slight upgrade and a bit better guidance. Interestingly, we can note that for APA stories, we should italicize them when we're using the APA method as our guiding system for writing citations. So when you write citations in APA, it means you're doing your whole documentation under the APA kind of umbrella of style. So for APA, the story or article name will be italicized when you're talking about it. Okay. So when you're doing this type of writing for a learning check or an in-class assignment, if the teacher has provided you with a framework like this that has 3 boxes, you can assume that these are the 3 paragraphs, and you could go ahead and use that notation in place of a page marker, because for these types of assignments, obviously they're quite short, right? The writing selections are quite short. So instead of using a page marker, we've set up our own kind of class system. So this will act as paragraph 1, this will act as paragraph 2, and this is paragraph 3. And on the test, that should be pretty clearly indicated. So just look for those types of markers. Now what you'll notice that I've set up my idea sentence, or sorry, my topic sentence. So always you're going to have a topic sentence first at the beginning of your paragraph, and the topic sentence clearly establishes, it's like a mini thesis. What are you going to talk about in that paragraph? Then we're going to move into our first, what we call triad of support, or ICE chunk. ICE stands for idea, citation, explanation. So here we can see I've got my idea sentence first, and I'm moving into the beta window, right? As I'm going, I'm noticing little errors and I'm correcting them. And that's a good way to write, is to kind of remind yourself, am I following my structural pattern that I'm being asked to use for this assignment? And then as you're going and checking that pattern, maybe these little errors will pop out to you. So you're kind of doing almost like a staged writing in stages, and then doing micro editing as you go. Now, because I've added my citation here, so obviously this is my citation sentence, the second sentence of your triad. Now, immediately I should go back and find the first verb and make sure it's in the past tense, because we want all our signal verbs to be in the past tense. So now I've got idea. This is the borrowed piece from the story, my citation, and now I'm going to analyze it. Okay, so you can see yet again idea sentence moving into citation sentence, and in this case I've used an integral citation, so my author's name comes first, then the date of publication, the signal verb in the past tense. Because we're in the alpha window, we're talking about comparisons, and the alpha window is the one area where we will currently allow absolutely borrowing the exact same words that were used in the text, so we can use direct quotes. But you'll notice how I tried to take as few direct words as possible. I still did some paraphrasing at the beginning and then added the exact quotes near the end that are connected to my um, analysis over here coming after. So you can see the structure, okay? And as I mentioned, obviously we're just starting because this analysis is for paragraph 1. You would need to look at the ideas in paragraph 2 and 3 in both those paragraphs and do the same thing where you take your reading process, read, stop, ask yourself what the author is doing with these devices, capture the ideas in your shorthand notes on the in the analysis bar, and then build it out into your supporting paragraph. So I'm just looking at the time. We try to keep these videos within a 15-minute time range, so I'm just ending on that now. So I'm going to stop there, but this gives you some support. This shows you how you would develop the paragraph using our BATS reading tools and then our triads of support writing tools. Hopefully that helps you to approach this assignment. And remember, this is all just practice to set you up for your learning check on Wednesday.